Good morning, everyone, and welcome back. It's another beautiful day here in Utah, and we're headed out for another great bike ride. Here we are just below the trailhead, and today we're riding another section of Utah's Bonneville Shoreline Trail. We start here and head south above Bountiful, working our way in and out of these canyons along the Wasatch Front here, working our way down towards North Salt Lake. It's about a 10-mile ride, and finally we end up coming out right about here in North Salt Lake. We start here at the Mueller Park Trailhead.
So this is all the new section of the Bonneville Shoreline Trail. It goes up, connects with existing part up above. Hi. Just look at that section right there. How nice it was cut into the mountain. Really makes for a nice ride. This canyon has a lot of terrain in it. You go from out in the wide open on kind of cut out of rocky sides in the mountain to this like this with real lush deep pine trees, lots of cover. It's getting a little late in the autumn now, so it won't be too long before this trail gets its first little bit of snow. So the reason this is called the Bonneville Shoreline Trail is because one time there was a very large lake that covered all of the Great Salt Lake Valley and went from the Idaho border clear down to about halfway down the state, and from the Nevada state line all the way up to the Wasatch Mountains, where this is here. The trail we're on here is cut into the side of the Wasatch Mountains. And so the Bonneville Shoreline is basically stays at one elevation, which is around 6,500 feet above sea level. So when this lake was here 11,000 years ago, and long before that, the lake came up to about this level on the mountain. This trail, when it's finished, it's going to run from the Idaho border clear down south, about halfway down the state of Utah, about 280 miles of one continuous trail like this. It follows that old shoreline of old Lake Bonneville. And anyways, that's how this trail got its name. Where the lake came up, you'll find lots of places where Indians lived, over 11,000 years ago. All along the ancient shoreline, Bonneville Shoreline, there's sites where they've dug up the remains of places where the Indians lived, and they hunted and they fished in the lake. Right here, this is the intersection where this new part of the trail they just built intersects with the old part of the trail. Then it goes all the way up, goes that direction to a place called Rudy's Flat. But I'm going this way on the new part, the Bonneville Shoreline Trail. We'll eventually end up over in North Salt Lake, which is about, I believe it's about 9 miles from here. So as you can see here, I am on an electric mountain bike. It's an Orbea. It's called, the model is the Orbea Wild. They're really great for this kind of stuff. My heart rate, which is on my watch, like around 150 beats per minute, which is pretty good. Typically, when riding like this, up and down hills in the mountains on dirt like this, a full charge will give you about 3 to 3.5 hours of riding. By the end of that, I know for one, I'm about wore out. If you're in your 40s or 50s or 60s like me, and you want to get out and do something like this, you can do it. You can get yourself a nice electric mountain bike, get yourself a group of friends, and get out and find some trails. We find most of our trails on trail forks. We've been on trails that have taken as high as 10,000 feet in elevation. The ski resorts around here in the summertime all have mountain biking trails available. The ones up around Park City don't allow electric mountain bikes on their trails unless there's one exemption, and that is if you're over 65 or you have a disability. So this year I turned 65, and on my birthday I sent my application in for the permit, which allows me to ride my electric mountain bike, this one, on any trail I want to. So right now I'm the only one in our group that has the permit. Hopefully I'll get a video together that shows you some of the amazing trails they have up in the ski resorts around the Park City area. How you doing?
Hi.
Hi there. Just see how smooth this trail is. It's there's hardly any rocks at all. Oops, sorry. Thank you. Hardly any rocks at all, so it's very smooth. This is all new here too. This section is all new, just built within the last year or so. A pretty nice trail to have right in your backyard. How you doing?
Good, sorry.
Oh, you all right?
It's just me.
I understand. Downhill's the payoff.
Just me.
Yeah. Here we're starting to get into the back of this holler, where this canyon on this side, we're getting towards the back here. It won't be probably too long before we get to the creek. Trees are thicker. There's a little bit of a runoff right there, but I don't think that's the actual creek for this canyon. I get a lot of these nice little corners coming up out of this canyon, and if you can't tell, but down here in the bottom in the shade, it's about 20 degrees cooler than it is up at the top of these haulers and in the sun. Look at that tree. The spiders have put their webs all around it. It looks like almost like a Halloween decoration. Yeah, just look at that spider web. Look at the size of it. Oh, I wonder what kind of spider makes a web like that. But I don't think I've ever seen one quite that big before. Look how much of that tree it covers.
I asked a friend about this big web, and he said it might be a silkworm nest. If anybody knows, let me know in the comments below.
I'm glad I got up here today. This is a perfect time of year to be in the mountains around here. Sun's out, in and out of the shade. It's probably around 75, 80 degrees today. Here's another nice vista point. We'll go up and get around that point, and then we'll keep heading south. You know, 11,000 years ago, this was approximately where the shoreline was, all the way up here. You can just imagine what a beautiful valley this was at that time. Still is, but that big lake would have been something to see. Coming out to another point here. You see how rocky it gets when you get right out on the edge of these points. So, as you can see, our elevation here is 6,422 feet, which is kind of about the average for this entire trail. It'll go up and down between 6,000 and 6,600. Most of it, is somewhere in this range. And so far, you can see we've gone 8.48 miles. There's a point up here where we can go down off the trail, get down on the boulevard and go back to the car. Or we can continue all the way to the park, Wild Rose Trailhead in North Salt Lake, and get off there. I'll see what I want to do. I might end it right there and go down the boulevard and go back to the car. Look at all the leaves through here. Okay, so here's this fork I was talking about a little while ago. This is the trail we just came in on. You can see right there, the cut in the side of the hill. The trail would just continue on. I think that this is far enough. This here trail, this is all brand new. They just cut this in here this year. In fact, they just finished it a few weeks ago. But I believe it just goes down in this canyon, gets us down to the boulevard so we can get back to the car. So this is an all brand new trail, just opened, probably within the last 2 or 3 weeks. I believe it's just a connector. Yeah, all switchbacks. Nice. And this is where this trail comes out, connects with this road right here. Should put us right down on the street. Just comes up to the end of this little road right here, little parking lot. We'll just take this down to the boulevard. Does this go down to the boulevard if I stay on this?
Go down this way and wraps around to Bountiful Boulevard.
Okay, thank you. Bountiful Boulevard. Right here, speed limit 30 on the boulevard. That's a Tesla. I'm gonna say hi. Hey, Brent. Brent. Can I come over?
Yeah, just pull in and then I'll talk to you after I'm done.
Okay.
That concludes today's ride. Hope you found it entertaining, and I'll see you next time.